Monster Hunter Wilds is the next mainline game from the Monster Hunter team, following on from the success of Monster Hunter World and also Monster Hunter Rise. Wilds looks to have improved the game in loads of ways, and today I want to run through some of the reasons why I am excited for this game and why I think you should mark Monster Hunter Wilds on your gaming calendar. Well, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for even more Monster Hunter content, and also turn on notifications to never miss an update. Monster Hunter Wilds is scheduled for 2025, and recently the Capcom team have been demoing their latest build at Gamescom 2024 over there in Cologne, Germany, with a playable demo also available at PAX in the coming days. Now, my money is on an early 2025 release, and hopefully we're going to be getting a demo towards the end of 2024, so I think we don't have long to wait for this game. But let's dive into some of the reasons why I'm excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. Well, first of all, we've got the seamless world. So now getting into combat and going on hunts is much more seamless here in Wilds. Now, all we need to do is find a monster and start attacking it to initiate the quest. It's not only more seamless going into battle, but also after a battle too. We don't have a big end screen and then go back to camp. We can simply ride off onto another hunt. The post-hunt screen still has the stats, the materials, but the UI has been minimized to help increase the sense of that seamless world experience. Well, next up we've got secondary weapons. So in previous Monster Hunter games, you had one main weapon. So for example, I main the switch axe when I'm playing Monster Hunter, but now in Wilds you can have a secondary weapon too, plus you can also switch on the fly. Yeah, this is going to open up gameplay in a whole load of ways, plus also I like the opportunity to have a short range weapon and also a longer range weapon as well. As I mentioned, I do like the switch axe, but I'm also looking to get into other weapons, and this secondary weapon feature is going to help me do that. And let me know in the comments what your main weapon is. I'd love to hear your impressions about your weapon in Monster Hunter Wilds. Well, next up we got monster wounds. So during hunts, monster parts have been knocked off in the past, plus they also limp along, showing they are injured or they are tired during a long hunt. So there's a new feature in Wilds where monsters visibly display wounds and weak spots, meaning you can focus efforts on that to inflict more damage onto the monster. It's indicated by a shining area to let you know and your team of hunters where the weak spot is. Well, next up we got AI hunters. So some players do like to play solo, even though Monster Hunter is very enjoyable when you've got a party of hunters. It's not always possible though. Maybe you don't know anyone else who likes Monster Hunter, or you play at a time of day when your friends just aren't available. Well, now you can summon a team of AI hunters who act as your teammates. You know, you can get that team experience even though you're playing solo, and you can send up SOS flares that can be customized to only summon NPCs or players depending on what you want, but by default they're going to populate the game with NPCs if you can't find a party to play with. Well, next up we've got the environment. So one of the coolest new features in Wilds is the environment and how interactive it is. So the area, first of all, is huge, plus also we've seen large lightning storms in the demoed area of Monster Hunter Wilds. The storms come rolling in across the desert really quickly. The lightning strikes down and crystallizes the sand below the lightning strike, and I think you can pick that up as a resource later on, but the Capcom team didn't want to dive too much into that detail during the Gamescom streams. Lightning can have an impact in battle, injuring the monsters, but you've got to be careful yourself because these storms can also strike you and your fellow hunters as well. We can also use the environment as a trap. For example, we can pull down rocks on the head of monsters using the environment as a weapon. Well, next up we've got mounts. So we've got new mounts in Wilds, which are lizard or raptor-like creatures. You know, mounts were hugely popular from Monster Hunter Rise, and now they're going to be super useful in Wilds, especially given the size of the environment that we can explore and hunt. Mounts allow us to auto-find targets, and we can select the target from a map, and then our mount will simply take us there without needing to control it or the need to drive. They just automatically take us to our destination. You know, we can attack from our mounts at a distance with our weapons, plus we can use our mounts to launch off and attack the monster from the air. Mounts also have more storage space, which means they act like a mobile camp. And you can also set a waypoint to a location as well as a monster. For example, if you ride past a cave, you can mark it, and then your mount will auto take you there later on if you decide to go. Well, next up we've got cooking. So cooking has been reworked in Wilds. Now we've got more animation for different types of food. We've also got the option to add herbs and toppings to our meals, which influence the effects of the meal has on us. Well, next up we've got the 3D map. So Capcom have implemented a new 3D map. During Gamescom, developers explained that people get lost on the original map in Worlds, so they wanted to implement something new. And this new 3D map looks much more intuitive and easier to use, and you can also see the verticality of the locations as well. I reckon this is going to be a really good improvement. Well, talking about improvements, next up we've got quality of life. So if you're playing in a single player mode, you can pause, plus you can also skip to the quest end timer, assuming everyone agrees. We can also dodge out of moves or sheathe your weapon mid-animation, and that is going to save a lot of time and potentially a whole load of frustration as well. Next up we've got perfect timing effects. So Monster Hunter weapons, they're some of the best in gaming. Each weapon has layers of complexity, plus also we've got multiple weapons available. Capcom have added perfect timing mechanics to Monster Hunter Wilds. Now weapons are still easy to pick up, but you can also dive deeper into the features, becoming an expert with these perfect timing mechanics. Well, next up we've got pop-up camps. So we can now create pop-up camps in recommended areas on the main map. So this is all part of the single seamless world theme. So here at your pop-up camp you can change equipment, change armor, play games with your palico, and also cook too. Well, next up we've got monster herds. So one of the most impressive things about Monster Hunter Wilds is the sheer amount of monsters that can appear in a hunt. Smaller monsters group together and attack the bigger ones, plus we've got herds of bigger animals as well. We can use various pods and sling ammo to help separate the monsters. There's this huge dung pod now which splits up a pack and helps you get hold of the alpha. You know, given also these herds, they're really big and we don't want to be fighting the whole herd at the same time, so ideally you want to split them up. During a single hunt at Gamescom, we saw often 4 or 5 types of monsters in a single hunt compared to the previous games, where we might only see 1 or 2. So Capcom, they're really ramping up the number of monsters we can find in a single hunt. That means more complexity to the hunts, plus we can also get more materials for us hunters. You know, it's all really impressive. It looks like a step up compared to the current version of Monster Hunter, which is what we all want to see. And finally, we've got carving. So after a hunt, there's nothing better than carving up our monster for parts, for armor and weapons. Previously, we could walk into the monster and there would be a certain amount of clipping, but now we can stand on top of the monster when we're triumphant and carve while standing up there. And it makes the experience much more immersive, rather than walking into and walking through the animal. Now standing on top of the monster just makes a whole lot more sense. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about Monster Hunter Wilds and if you're excited to play the game. And let me know down in the comments if you want to see more Monster Hunter content here on the channel. I'm certainly looking forward to Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'll definitely be reporting more as more news comes out. Well, thank you for watching this video today on the reasons to be excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. And as always, thank you so much for watching or for listening. Don't forget you can hit that subscribe button down below for even more Monster Hunter content here on Endgame Express. You can also like the video and share the video too. That would help me out here on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Well, thank you for watching that video, and today I'd like to talk about Endgame Express Backstage, the home of exclusive content for fans of Endgame Express. To join, simply join up through Patreon or the YouTube membership. You get early access and exclusive content, shout-outs in the videos, access to live streams, plus also access to our exclusive Endgame Express Backstage community Discord. Well, here's some more information about the tiers. So in Tier 1, that is $2.99 a month, you get access to our community Discord and also early access to content. In Tier 2, that is $4.99 and you get shoutouts in the credits of videos, and also you get access to community polls and help shape the content. For Tier 3, that is $8.99 and you'll get access to exclusive community videos and also get access to exclusive live streams as well. Well, the core content on Endgame Express is always going to be free, but if you want to go above and beyond and support Endgame Express, then all you need to do is get access to Endgame Express Backstage today through Patreon or YouTube membership. You know, Endgame Express is a one-man band right now, but I would love to expand into more games, podcasts, more channels, but to do that, I'm going to need your help to make this sustainable, and in return, I offer you some exclusive benefits and backstage-only content. Well, if you enjoy Endgame Express, then consider Endgame Express Backstage today. You can hit that membership button right down below, or you can find us on the Patreon links, and you'll find those links in the description. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you very soon.